Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. Welcome to ConneXion 2024. Really happy to see everyone here in person, but also on the web. We have a lot of people attending virtually. We're really happy about that. We have a great show for you today, like a lot of great content, and very excited about this. Some of you might know us for a longer time. It has been a major transformation for our company over the past year. And so, you know, I kind of like it to call it like Prevu3D 2.0. If you've seen a lot of the changes we've done in our management team, in the product, in our strategy, the marketing, just this whole event, how it's been organized by our two-team marketing team, really impressive. And it's important for all of our customers and partners to understand everything that we're doing. We have a very ambitious plan. What we're doing is not a simple tool. This is a game-changing platform for the use of reality capture. And it's really about a journey through digital transformation with our customers and partners, right? So everybody's at different stage of where you are on how to use 3D and reality capture in changing how you're operating. And again, today we have great panelists that will talk about how they're doing it, how they're changing their workflow to really get to a different level of efficiency. ConneXion, well, it's because it's about connecting, right? We want, and we all have always been as a company very customer-centric. We like to talk to our customers, understanding your pain and how we can create innovative solutions that changes your life. We like the excitement when people try our product and they go, oh my God, this is so easier than other products. It's so much more enjoyable. And when you think about transformation, it's also the next generation of a workforce, right? And so the new kids on the block are kids that grew up playing games. They expect a tool that's intuitive, visual, and easy to use. Put them into like a very complex product, you're not going to get them. And so if you want to really reinvent yourself and getting more of the next generation workforce, that's part of that. And so ConneXion is really about that. How can we help you be successful in creating a better product and having fun at the same time? Okay, so our purpose as a company, did I click there? One more time. Okay, technical problem here. Am I out of battery? So I'm clicking, but it's not flipping. Okay, there we go. So it's all about solving industry problems, right? And for us at Prevu, it's really about how to get a better visual understanding of your environment. Can we play the video as well? Yeah, thank you. And again, the notion of visual and visual context, you're going to hear a lot about that today because it matters a lot, right? I don't know a lot of people that can look, for example, at a CAD model. As important as CAD is, it's really hard to understand a CAD model when you look at it. When you look at the reality, it makes sense. You get it. You've been there before. It seems like you can walk around and it's like you're in it, right? So that's part of what we're trying to solve, right? And here, for us, it's that the truth starts with reality capture, right? When you're doing an engineering project and you want to make sure that your CAD models are up to date, what do? Well, you go out and scan, and you compare your scan to your CAD and say, well, what's different? What's wrong? What's the as-built conditions, right? You're not going to start just doing CAD and assuming that it's correct. Or otherwise, you have to go on site and take measurements, and that's very painful and long and traveling and everything else. And ultimately is how reality capture can be used to give visual context to information. And that's going to be something we'll talk about. And there's data everywhere, but it's not contextualized. And so how to bring that context. So where to start, right? There's data everywhere, right? So there's data in your CAD and BIM. Sorry, that remote is not working too great today right now. Can we change the battery or something? Or okay, so CAD BIM data, right? Obviously, there's a key part. There's data in your operational systems, MES, and IoT, and so on. Thank you so much. You've got data in different document management systems, your health and safety procedures, or whatever else. And ultimately, you even have like data around your asset inspections, your inventory management, and so on. So there's data everywhere, right? And so the obvious thing for a lot of software companies say, well, let's all bring this data in one software. And we don't believe in that at Prevu. We believe that there's data everywhere, and it's going to stay where it is because it's very complicated. But to bring it together is what makes sense from a visual perspective. And for that, that's why we see that reality capture is the user interface, right? Because when you look at a scan, right, you understand it, you see it, right? So if this is connected to your engineering data, and you have your simulation software connected to that same reality capture data. Again, if you're doing like we have a great panel later with NVIDIA and Kinetic Vision about how to use generative AI and simulations, and having reality mixed into that makes a whole difference, right? And so how to better document your environment, your site, and ultimately how to help maintenance, understanding their facilities. So over the past year, if you've been following us, we've been making a lot of changes to the product. And one thing is really about creating a visual, efficient way of improving the engineering workflow, right? So from taking scanning data, being able to compare your CAD to your scan, and we'll have a huge showcase of that later on, but there's a bit of video here to show some of that. And it's really cool to see how this transformation we've done into our product is now really driving a lot of excitement from customer. We just came back from Autodesk University a few weeks ago, and the feedback was just amazing because it just makes sense. And again, it's how we are doing products at Prevu. It's really make it easier and simpler to operate and use data. Can you switch the presentation? Yeah, thank you. So one key thing that you might not all realize is that what we're building at the platform level is very complex and ambitious. The good news, like 3/4 of it has already been built, right? So we're pretty much at a place where what we're going to show you today, most of it is either already shipping or coming in the next few months, right? And of course, we're known for taking point cloud data, right? And creating meshes. So yeah, that's cool. We've been doing that integration with CAD and BIM data for a long time, so that's a given. One big change we've done this year is that this is all good, but the meshes and the point cloud data are actually unstructured information, right? You see triangles, you see points in space, but really, there's no semantics in there, there's no structure, right? So we've been defining this notion of a reality asset. How can you define spatially in your scan these assets? And assets have weird shapes. They're not just nice little rectangles. Sometimes they're very complicated shapes. And even more when you look at piping. And so that's what we've been building. And then recently, we've been making a lot of announcements about, well, okay, it's great that we have all these assets defined into Prevu and the meshes and the point cloud, all that stuff. But you can't do everything in our product. You have an ecosystem of solutions that exists. You have Revit and Inventor and other systems like that. And so we're really building an integrated ecosystem to make things easier. So of course, yes, you can export an OBJ or an FBX file or other things between different software, but it's painful, it's cumbersome, it's long, right? So we're really hiding, and we'll show that in some of the videos later, how we're making all of that painful process of moving data across different products seamlessly with Reality Connect, which is basically sort of an initiative to enable data transportation across different systems. And that was just the beginning of it. So what's coming next, and that's actually what we're doing right now with active pilot project with many of our customers. And so if you're interested to engage in that level as well, is like, what about connecting to the enterprise data, your ERP, your PLM, your operational data like Aviva Pi, IoT, asset inspection systems, asset management system. There's a whole gazillion of 3-letter acronyms of systems that exist out there, and they all have data, and this data relates to something around the assets you have on your facility. And really for us, that's towards 2025 is really how to build a digital twin built with a reality capture layer on top, right? Most of other systems are really focusing about taking the scan and creating a CAD, which is needed, but then they drop the data that they had from the scan, and it's really a shame because in the scan data, you have so much wealth, so much information of the reality that's been captured. The machines are bumpy sometimes, a forklift hits something, it's not perfect. The CAD model will be all nice and beautiful, and it's not reality, right? Reality is messy, and you can only get that from a reality capture. And so what you're seeing here is a big transformation that we've done this year. So we started this about a year ago, and like I said, most of it is already available today. So if you're a Prevu3D user today, you can do a lot of that stuff, and you can talk to our customer success team about accessing some of these plugins that we've done. And the integration at the enterprise level is what's happening now. So as we'll start 2025, this is what will be our blueprint of what's available from Prevu3D, really enabling a way of managing data that's connected to asset and having that visual layer. So today you'll hear a lot more about that in different panels. We have an amazing set of companies here today. Really proud about that. Again, when you do your first user event, you don't know, like you first start, say, okay, let's do something. You first pick a date, and then you try to get some people to attend, and then who's going to come and who can speak and who's going to be in the room. And so having a full house today is really exciting to see that. And so we have a great number of panelists. Again, this is very free flow format. We have chairs to just chat. It's not all crazy rehearsed, because we want the conversation, and we want the conversation with the panelists, and the audience and people online are able to ask questions, and we want to help you in your digital transformation journey as much as we can in this process. So for people that are online, there's a way of asking questions. You just need to leave a comment or use the question box situated on the left of your screen underneath the video window, right? And then for us in person, well, we have a microphone because we're live streaming. So if you're asking me, and I can repeat, of course, the question, but we have a microphone as well if you want to ask a question. And if you want to know more about the whole agenda of the day, there's a QR code on your badge, so you can actually scan that, and you'll see the entire agenda. And ultimately, hopefully, you're going to enjoy all these panels because they cover this whole workflow experience, from the scanning process to engineering workflows to simulation engineering in the digital twin world with the Omniverse. And we have Don Johnson from NVIDIA here today as well. And so we're going to go through that. You can leave and come back if you want, but I invite you to stay the whole day. And of course, after the last panel, we're going to show the whole product, what we've done recently, plus a few sneak peeks of some things that are coming very soon. Then we'll have drinks, which of course we expect to have everybody online. Online you'll miss it, but people in person, well, hopefully you can be there for that.